Scary story time, haunted date edition while I make slime. Get your money's worth and let it drain. This story time was sent in by a supporter who claims this happened to her. Now, Nola is a 22-year-old young woman who recently had gotten out of a long-term relationship. Safe to say that the breakup was hitting her hard. After the breakup, Nola started to ignore everyone. She wasn't answering texts, calls, emails. She was MIA for it. Nola's friend group realized that this just wasn't a safe way of coping. And Nola's friends were planning a girls' night out, and they basically forced her to come along with them because they were just like, this is not healthy. Like, we need to get out. Now, the club that Nola and her friends would always go to was always bumping and popping. It didn't matter what time of day, what time of night, what day it was in the week. It was always jumping, okay? But when Nola and her friend group made it to this club, it was suspiciously quiet. Like, there was a few people here and there, but they thought it was closed. That's how quiet it was. It had a weird energy coming off of it, but she just brushed it off because she's trying to have fun. She's trying to forget about her bum of an ex. They dancing, they having fun, they crunking on the dance floor, and then Nola notices a freaky couple in the corner, and this just reminds her of her ex. Her eyes start to tear up. She's about to cry, so she just runs to the bar and she just starts bawling her eyeballs out. At this point, she's bawling her eyeballs out for at least 5 minutes when she notices a man next to her. She immediately apologizes to this man, and he's like, no, you're good, like, it's okay. Are you okay, though? And she's like, yeah, well, no. And she explains that out of nowhere, she starts telling this man her deepest, darkest secrets that she's never told anyone. She starts going on a 10-minute rant. Like, she's going on and on about her life, everything that has happened in the past 10 years. Like, she's spilling the tea. She claims that it was like this man had this drawing aura around him. It was like it was drawing you in, about to suck you alive. At this point, she's embarrassed because she just told this man everything about her, okay? And the conversation goes on. He starts talking to her, and it's a vibe. She's thinking that she's been talking to this man for at least 2 hours. 15 minutes have passed. He gets up to leave the bar, but he leaves his phone number so they can chat if she ever feels like she needs to talk again. She doesn't think anything of it. She puts the number up, and she goes back on the dance floor to have fun with her friends. At this point, weeks go by. She forgets all about her encounter with this man. She's minding her business one day, and she's at a cafe picking up some coffee, and she sees the same man that was at the bar sitting at the coffee shop reading a book, drinking coffee. She walks up to him and says hi, and he's like, oh my gosh, so nice to see you again. They give each other hugs, and just like before, she just finds herself talking to this man like he's her therapist. Shortly after this, they go on like 3 more coffee dates, and then eventually they start dating. Once they made it official was when weird stuff started happening in her life. Every single night without failure, she would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the dot. Her wall clock in her house even broke and stopped at 3:33 in the morning. Quickly after that, she started having bad dreams, like really bad dreams, terrifying dreams, and it would wake her up at the same hour, 3 in the morning. But she brushes this all off. Would I? No. For 2 weeks straight, this girl is waking up by nightmares at 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, you know what? Let me bring this up to him in a joking way. Maybe he'll have some like advice on what I should do. She brings it up to him in a joking way, and she says that his entire face turns pale. He starts avoiding the question. He starts to get jittery, and then he tells her he has to leave. She goes home confused on why he just did this, and she finds a deceased animal on her porch. At this point, she's had enough. So she goes to her best friend's house, and she sleeps at her best friend's house for the night. She couldn't take it anymore. That was the last straw. She goes home the next day, and for 3 weeks straight, she keeps finding deceased animals in her doorstep, in her house. She, like, everywhere. Wherever she is, she finds them. She also mentioned that she starts to get really, really bad acne when she started dating this man, and she starts to get dark spots underneath her eyes, even though dating him wasn't draining. After weeks of torture, she asks him, like, does he know anything? Like, why is this happening to her? And he basically tells her that he messes with voodoo. Yeah, I said it. He was palm-colored, and he basically said he found somebody off of TikTok. So he was doing spells off of TikTok. Whoever he was around, whoever he was involved with, would suck and drain the life out of them. Whatever deal he did, whatever messed up thing he did, started messing with her life. She breaks up with him on the spot, and after that, her life goes back to normal. She moves, her acne clears up, she's not waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning anymore. She ended up dating this man for 7 months straight. So through 7 months, she was just going through it.